All right. I think we should be good to go here. Oh, all right. What's up, everybody? Coach Ryan here with Project Fresh. Hope you guys are having a great one today. Let's see. Let's see if I can find that briefly. Today we're going to be talking about defining your standard of health. So, what is this? If you're new to our channel, this is a company, Project Fresh. My name is Ryan Sanders, the owner, lead coach and consultant with the company. And our focus very specifically is to help you design or assist you in designing, creating, and maintaining your ideal lifestyle. And that ideal lifestyle can be, in so many different respects, how you work, how you play, how you come to your relationships, etc. Fresh stands for fitness, recreation, education, mostly in nutrition, sanctity, which we covered last week, and then health, which we'll cover today. Sometimes we kind of jokingly glaze over the H, but that's what we'll cover today. And that is more or less what we do. Is that's our framework, excuse me. But ultimately, it's very custom designed. I mean, if you just need someone to keep you accountable in your dailies, your activities to get you where you want to go, such as your exercise and your eating. We all know that if we move more, if we strength train, if we eat well, we're going to have better results as far as your health overall. But with that, there are some more aspects to designing this lifestyle that we come into play. So we can go general, but we prefer to go custom because that's where we can really assist our clients getting the results. And then you guys get to live the lifestyle that you desire to live day in, day out. And that gives you your not only your longevity as far as lifespan, how long you live, but also your health span, the quality of your health, and how well that does over the years that you live. So, all that being said, defining your standard of health is the focus today. And so, particularly, there are some things we can say without a shadow of a doubt are great standards for health, but then there are going to be some aspects where you're going to have to sit down and think about, okay, what kind of experience do I want to have? So we've covered this. We covered this last week, actually. I may have this in my Canva. Let's see. Some different things, not last week, but last year. In October last year, at the athletic club that I work at, doing some part-time hours there, we did a longevity assessment, and it was actually quite an attention grabber. I had about 20 people sign up for it, and I'd say about, I think 19 of those individuals showed up for it. Maybe one of the individuals had their spouse come that hadn't signed up, and I was able to get him in. So let's just say good solid 20 people signed up for and carried out the assessment. Just trying to see if I can find this because then I'll be able to share it within the actual chats here, if I have it still saved. Let's go with, we'll see if we can find it. But anyway, some of these particular items are, yeah, there it is. So those are standards. I don't know if that would really be helpful. We'll see if oh, it's branded. I can't share it. Okay. This particular copy is branded with the athletic club. So I'll have to create another one without that. But long story short, the whole premise of the longevity assessment was to test three different things: strength, muscle tissue, and VO2 max. Those are three different things that, quality wise, as far as health is concerned, are great indicators of what kind of longevity you'll have. So, in the context of muscle tissue, we got on a InBody, which is basically a composition analysis, a machine that you step onto that utilizes what's called bioimpedance, just basically a light low-grade medical signal that goes through the body and looks for fat. Basically, the more fat tissue we have, the more accurate these can be. But long story short, it determines your body composition, muscle tissue. It determines how much fat tissue you have, how much water, broken down into two different ways. And can even test a few different things as far as your body water balance, which there's some indications there as far as how hydrated you are, the quality of the hydration, or should I say the nutrients are in the body. And even potentially, if that number is too high on the upper side, of the ideal. It may even suggest you might want to go check with the doctor related to see if you have any cellular related challenges. So there's some different aspects to the test, but we are looking to see how much muscle tissue they have, or lean mass. That is how much water, muscle, bone, and organs, pretty much everything with the exception, well, everything except for fat tissue mass in the body, or fat mass for that matter. And then we tested strength. So I did two different things as far as strength: a dead hang from a bar overhead and a squat. I ended up utilizing the belt squat because it's nice to load around the hips versus like a hack squat or a barbell on your back. It's a little easier to test wider ranges of demographics. I think the average age of the individuals that I tested was 54.7 years old. Men and women was the average age, roughly. I'm looking at my chart here, so that's an exact number as far as that average. And so the last standard was VO2, which basically is your body's ability to bring in oxygen, utilize it, and then also replenish it to keep the muscle tissue activated. In this case, would be at a very high standard. This is the reason why we call it max. So think someone who's doing the Tour de France on a bike, those guys are going to have exceptionally high VO2 maxes because they're constantly pushing their legs and their body to get them up over all those hills and passes. And every time that we exert the muscle, it utilizes oxygen, and so we need to replenish that oxygen. But we also need to keep the blood flowing because that keeps whatever availability for energy that we've consumed through our food replenishing the muscle tissue too. So we've got stored muscle, or excuse me, stored energy in the muscle that can be depleted. And if we keep working those muscles, we need to bring more energy to them. Otherwise, we'll shut down, right? So the body will go, nope, I'm done a bit, right? Have you ever had a bleh moment? Anyway, so those are three different things I think would be great standards for health and measurement. These are things that don't happen in the course of even 6 weeks. These are things that I've shared with these individuals as well as others. We're looking at 6 months to 2 years of active work, particularly in all the above, to not only establish these better standards, but also to cultivate and create a lifestyle that you can maintain. Once you build it up, it's a lot easier to maintain it than to build it up. And so just some standards for example, and then we'll kind of get into some other areas for the talk today. Dead hang standards, if you're somewhere between the ages of 20 and 29 for the ladies, an optimal dead hang would be a minute. For the guys, a minute 30 or more. So those are both or mores. For those in my age demographic, 30 to 39, a minute 15 for the gents or more, 50 seconds or more for the ladies. And then for those 60 to 69 ladies, 35 seconds or more, gents, 45 seconds or more, 70 to 79, 30 for the ladies, 40 seconds for the gents. So that is literally hanging from a bar, free dead hang for that period of time. If you could hit a second, that covers a vast majority of everyone that I'd probably be talking to. If you can go longer, obviously better. For the squat standards, we'll just kind of go with ladies first. So from 20 to 30, 1.25 to 1.5 times your body weight. And then when you get into your 40s, that goes 1 to 1.25. And then when you get into your 60s, you're looking at 75 to 90% of your body weight. And then 70, 65 to 75%. And that's in the optimal range for ladies. For gents, it's going to be 2 times your body weight would be optimal in your 20s. In your 30s, 1.75 to 2. Times your body weight, 40s, 1.5 to 1.7. And then when you get into your 70s, 90 to 100%. And anything more drops a little bit. But that is what can really help you or assist you in keeping that optimal muscle tissue going and keep those joints and muscle groups, excuse me, joints and muscle groups nice and taut, strong, flexible, able, and ready to take on whatever lifestyle you want. Other than that, maintaining good sleep is really excellent. I think management of coping mechanisms as far as stress is one factor that can determine what kind of health you have. If you know your family's history and maybe there's some predispositions to that, I would highly encourage you to know what those are, but not allow you to think yourself into a space of, I'm more likely to, because that's not always the case, even though it can be genetically something passed off from mom and dad. That doesn't mean that's automatically your experience. So, for example, uh, my dad had prostate cancer, and he also passed away from it, stage 4. I've recently learned in the last 3 months that if you really focus on as a man, obviously looking at your PSA count, keeping that sub 2 for the reading for the number, but more importantly, focus on keeping your testosterone boosted. We're finding that if your testosterone is higher, it seems that it helps maintain a healthy prostate and it reduces your risk significantly or considerably for having any prostate related issues. Inversely, if your total testosterone is too low, that can inversely leave the prostate open to more susceptible or to be more susceptible and increase the risk. So, just something from the physician I was speaking with after I got my numbers in the mid 600s for my total testosterone, and my goal is to see what it looks like working it up into 700 to 800 range. See how I feel, see how my body adjusts to that level, and so I would do that by means of natural approach. Fenugreek seed is one of those. Fenugreek for the guys. Seeds seem to be studied and proven to show great benefits for addressing testosterone or health. And more importantly than that, looks like there's some other aspects here that are great for it as well. It's from India as far as the origin of this particular one. And I don't have anything that I can share as far as a supplement, but of course you can always go to a store if you have one nearby and get some and use it in different ways. Google is your friend in that case. I don't have anything to recommend off the top. That was more just off the top of my head. But even though my father passed from it, even though the doctor told me I should start checking at 40, I'm checking in my mid 30s, really working on the preventative side of things. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to have prostate cancer, that I have to have it, or that I'm just more likely to. It's possible that I'm more likely to, but that doesn't make me an automatic candidate for it. So a lot of that can be determined based on what we've said. Now, beyond that, other lifestyle things that I'll just mention as we wrap it up here, as far as aspects and areas where you may, want to consider what your lifestyle looks like, whether you have kids or not's a factor, whether you have pets or not's a factor. What is the intensity of your work? Are you doing 40 hours a week and checking out right on time, right at 5? Or are you doing 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week? And you're not only getting late into evenings during the weekdays, but you're also getting work into your weekends. What does that current lifestyle look like with those factors? Is there hobbies or interests that you have outside of family and work? That plays into a factor. And when you do all those things and collectively think about all those things, of course, that's going to cause a shift in how you're able to do food and fitness and sleep and stress management and all the different things. Because in the course of a week, we only have 168 hours available to us. And if we are sleeping, let's say we're doing 7 times 7 is 49, 168 minus 49 puts us into 119 hours available daily, which of course you can do the math, but that's 119 hours that are left for you to fill in that lifestyle. If you're working 70 hours, you just cut yourself down to 49 hours left. And so that's how quick that time availability can start to shave itself up. You're like, well, Ryan, that's still 7 hours. Yeah. So what's that going to look like for you? So some suggestions as far as strength training, I would say at least twice a week would be ideal. I say this pretty often. Twice a week would be ideal minimum. Fill in 3 and 4 days, 3 and 4 with some cardio activities that you like. You can fit in some walks here and there. Even 20-minute brisk walks are great. Emphasize protein, whatever your body weight is or ideal body weight is. Take 70% of that number. Let's say you weigh 158. Putting some calculator to the test. 70% of that's about 110. That would be a rough number that you're aiming for as far as the number of grams of protein you need daily. Start there. Let me know if you need more after that. That'd be a really simple start. Carbs and fats, we have some flexibility there. I would just say do the best you can to focus on what you can add first. The rest will follow suit before you even get into calories, carbs, and fats. The preference that I would suggest is in this order as far as what you put on your plate and how you eat. Proteins, fibers, fats, fruits and vegetables. Fill up on the fruits and vegetables. That will really help you if you take that sequence. You can even start very simply and making sure you get your protein and your fiber in, whatever fat of interest, a healthy fat, and then fill up on those fruits and veggies. And if you do it that way, you'll notice your body's going to naturally start to trend in the direction you want it to go. More times than not, that's usually the case. But other than that, really, again, establishing your health is going to be based on those things that I mentioned as far as strength, muscle tissue, and VO2, your heart, lungs being able to process well, exercising better and better over time, at least 6 months of active, consistent effort. You'll see some noticeable and sustainable changes. And then beyond that, it's just a matter of determining what else is important to you. If you travel a lot, then I might recommend you have a travel routine. I won't have any travel in February, but we have some travel first full weekends of March to a conference in Chicago. Can't wait to go. Long story short, I'm going to have a game plan for that weekend so that I have everything I need on my way there, and then on my way back from there, since I was using there so much. Anyway, that's the biggest thing about health that I think is defining what kind of health you want. And I just wanted to wrap up there with, what does your health look like? Is it prevention, where you're looking at, I want to make sure I don't experience what those before me did? Is it quality? Is it an experience? Is it something else? Is it competitive? Is it relational? Whatever those motivations might be, get a clear picture of it and figure out how you can build up to it, support it, and maintain it. And you'll see the results. So if you need any more assistance there, drop health in the comments today. Sorry, I couldn't share that research with you guys. I need to redo this so that I have our Project Fresh brand on there versus the other branding that's on there. And we'll go from there. But anyway, Ryan Sanders with Project Fresh. Hope you guys have yourselves a fantastic day. We'll see you next week, same time, same place, 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. International, or 2 p.m. New York might as well be international, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So great to have you guys. I think we're soon going to be able to have some support here where we'll see some of these items from these videos get clipped so you guys can actually catch the replays and catch the key moments of these particular Monday Lunch Lives. And we can't wait to have that in place. So very soon, we'll have that together. All right. Hope you have a great one. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy your week. We'll see you next time.